Well, now you're really going to have a complex. You're going to be the only person to have killed Liam's internet.
Yep.
Welcome to In Moderation,
the show where we give you a moderate dose of info, sarcasm, and we already know we're not approved.
Welcome back to In Moderation. Liam, specifically, welcome back because you missed last episode.
Yeah, I've missed a lot of things. I'm just trying to get ready for this trip going on, and I am not ready at all, but it's all fine.
You'll just have to buy all your stuff while you're there.
Yeah,
it's all good. Just buy the suitcase while you're there. Don't even take a suitcase. Just buy it while you're there.
Listen, as long as the three of us go, it's fine. My dad's coming to visit. He lives in Albany. He's going to drive 2 hours. I'll just have him bring whatever we need. It's fine. What are parents for besides doing everything you want of them?
Well, now that you're back, we've got Jessie on here.
Hi.
Who is a dietitian.
Yeah.
I'll let you introduce yourself because
I like she said, yeah. Like, let me just confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, Rob.
I am.
Couldn't be doubting me. Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, how could I ever doubt you?
We're gingers. We can't doubt it. Did you know we're black?
Yeah, the black. Can we talk about the black thing for the next hour? I'm totally cool with that. That's hilarious. Go ahead. Go.
I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm going to get canceled for this. If I was black, I'd be like, no, they're not. Like, we've been made fun of, but like, shit.
Oh, black. Listen. I what I'm gonna say is like it's so funny this interaction that's been going on because like the way gingers have handled it, all the black people are like, we're glad we made you black. You've been doing it right, and it's like just awesome. They're like, let me introduce myself, and here's my spice cabinet, and they have like all the spices and everything. I'm like, this is awesome. I love this interaction. I have something in the oven. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Unfortunately, the way I've heard it, the trend's actually been canceled because of a redhead that dug right into all of the bad stereotypes. Because of course somebody had to go ruin it, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a really cute interaction. I mean, and like Cleveland is a pretty amazing melting pot. So, like, I grew up in Cincinnati, and if somebody said the street that they lived on, you knew, the demographic. Whereas here, it's so mixed that it's not as segregated. And so it's been kind of cute, the interactions that I've had with my neighbors with this and that about it. But no, I didn't know it got canceled already. That's unfortunate.
Yep, because somebody had to go be racist.
Fuck.
Figures. It's not ready yet. Everything's canceled? Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, it's crazy, right? Yeah. Oh, that thing that got canceled, that sucks. I hate that so much. Such a bummer.
Yeah.
Did you actually get to introduce yourself, or did we just immediately segue into
ignore that? We went to the ginger thing. I want to talk more about that, but go ahead.
No, I think that's good. I'm a dietitian. Nobody cares about us anyway. I'm a dietitian in Cleveland. I went back to school later in life, and I was telling Rob before we all even signed on, I've forgotten so much chemistry because it's just like not part of how I deal with my clients. It's all mental. And, it's interesting because none of that like was really even taught. So a lot of my counseling is just from living and getting older. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of my stuff really isn't from school. But regardless, dietitian, see clients, whatever. I don't
make it eat better.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, okay.
Maybe they be happy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Here's my main question. What do gingers eat to eat healthy? What's the difference between like gingers and like the rest of us people with souls? Like, is there a soulless diet?
Well,
there's a soulless diet.
What? Yeah. What is the soulless diet involved? That's what I want to know.
It's the type that you cook anything and you don't give a fuck what your family members think about it.
I kind of like that. I could hop on. I'm not surprised I'm on board with the soulless diet. I mean, it seems I like that. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's the I don't give a fuck that. It's tough titties for you diet. It's eat it or
ain't nobody got time for that diet.
Nobody's got time for that diet.
I posted a video yesterday with like smashed broccoli, where you're like, oh, you got to splooge your oil down, and then you put your seasoning, and then your cheese, and then you smash your broccoli, then you put your seasoning, then you put your cheese, and then you like put it in the oven. And I was like, you know what, this is cool, but it's just too much work for me. I'm not gonna make it on a regular
That sounded
basis.
like too much work just listening
And
to you.
people, I had so many people that are like, that's too much work. It's just cooking. And I'm like, a fucking beef Wellington is just cooking, but I ain't making that shit. Like, this is a side. You know what my meals involve?
Exactly.
A can of beans and the microwave.
Yeah.
That is my ideal for a meal, let alone a goddamn side dish that I have to have like 13 steps involved. Get out of here with that. And it doesn't store? No, I have to eat them all at once? No, thank you. Like,
Liam's so lazy that he leaves the beans in the can in the microwave.
I'm so lazy, I order sous vide stuff so I can just heat it up.
Oh.
There you go. There's thinking.
Yeah, there was a video that I got tagged in recently. I was going to do something with. He's like, here's what I do when I'm feeling too lazy to cook. And he just opens up to-go boxes that he got from somewhere. And I'm like, that's the fucking guy that gets it right there. That I love. Because it's always just like, here's what I do and I don't feel like cooking. And the first thing they do is chop an onion and pull out lemongrass. I'm like, who are you talking to? What is this? Right? So, like, I just order some Chinese food. Boom, done. That's too lazy.
Yeah. No, I always order, like, if it's a Friday and we're ordering in, I always order, like, something from that place for lunch for the next day. Because I know I'm not cooking on a Saturday afternoon. It's not going to happen.
I like that.
Okay.
I like the idea of ordering extra. Like, order your dinner and then order your, like, lunch or something tomorrow. Think ahead.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gotta think ahead.
What do you what do you order? What are you ordering like that night and then the next day to make sure it's like still good? Because a lot of shit like the next day it's awful.
Oh, see, I'm a leftover girl, right? So I know all the tricks, right? So like pizza leftover, you have to heat the oven up and put the pan in first, right? Okay. You have to make it crispy on the bottom. So it has to be. And then anything mixed in with eggs is always good. So leftover queen here. Yeah.
Interesting.
You got to repurpose it. You can't just reheat it up from scratch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I am to the point where like I'm like sitting there with my leftover pizza and I'm like, I know I should throw this in the air fryer. Beep boop boop, microwave 30 seconds. Is it as good? Fuck no, it's terrible. But it's still food and sustenance and it keeps me going. Oh, it's way worse.
I can't do microwave pizza.
It's not good. I'm sitting there eating like this isn't good, but I need to just keep going. Like I have stuff to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I would rather eat cold-ass pizza than kill it in a microwave any day.
Oh, that's a good question, because cold pizza is still pretty good. So, like, a lot of times I do just eat it cold, and I'm sitting there like, which one's worse? Because neither of them are good, but I got to do one of them because I'm not,
but it makes the crust on the microwave pizza all gummy.
It's definitely... Right? Y'all remember the fucking Lunchables where you make your own, like, little tiny Lunchable? And, like, it was just, like, a piece of cardboard they put in there with, like, some ketchup, and you're like, all right, awesome. Oh, that's kind of what it feels like. That's kind of what it feels like.
You know, I grew up, I was not allowed to have a Lunchable. To this day, I'm almost 45, never had a Lunchable.
I mean, you're not missing out on
my
anything.
My kids, I'm dietitian, have them. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oakley's a year and a half old. She was walking around with Funyuns yesterday. I'm just like, you know, she's got her berries. She's got her, like, she loves avocado. She wants some Funyuns. Here, walk around, kid. Just give me a moment. I got it. Like, I'm at the grocery store trying to pick things out. And I'm like, here's your Funyuns. She's like, she's all like happiest kid in the world. Right. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you were to say that to somebody else, they would have a panic attack. Do you know what I mean? Because they would only think that's all you give her.
I know, the fucking crunchy community just drives me so crazy. Fuck, it's too much. I don't even want to like waste space on it because it's just, I don't even really talk about it too much anymore because it's just exhausting. Like, oh my God, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to think about it, let alone live that life. No, thank you.
Yeah. I never was scared about chemicals. I was just scared of being, gaining weight. Like I knew enough to know that like chemicals weren't going to be the problem. It was just calories. And people are just, I had people of like, chemicals are not killing people. it's just, but it's exhausting. I just don't care to do that anymore because it's such an uphill battle because of belief systems. And you can't argue belief systems. It's like arguing religion. You can't do it.
What do you do then if you get someone like
people are too
like
emotional?
A client or something that's just like, I'm worried about all the stuff they're putting in our food.
I think we just need to get everybody
me,
on board with the soulless diet.
Yeah, the soulless
Yeah.
diet. Yeah. RFK tells me there's fluoride in the water.
I think we could sell it.
Apparently we lost Liam.
It'd be like, did we?
I think we lost Liam. Is he stuck on your end?
And like, we got to reverse osmosis shit. What do I do? What do you tell them?
I think we lost you for a hot minute.
Oh, God damn.
And then all of a sudden osmosis.
Reverse osmosis the water because there's fluoride.
So you blacked out for like a good portion, and all I heard was something about chloride.
Okay. Listen.
So that whole rant,
can we hear me now? Is it possible? Fluoride is in our water, and RFK is our government guy who's telling us that it's calcifying our pineal gland and we need to get rid of it. What if, client, come you say, hey, I worried, what you do? There we go. How's that?
See, I think Liam thinks the internet works better if you shout louder.
Yeah, you yell at it. It's just like if you don't speak the same language as someone, you just yell your language louder. That's how they understand you. Or if someone's deaf, you just scream. This is how it works.
So, I mean, are you really asking me that question? Because my clients aren't worried about fluoride. They're worried about gaining weight.
So you don't get that too often? That's nice. That's actually nice.
Surprisingly, I really don't get a lot of, like I said, chemistry-like questions because most of my influx is coming from people who are just scared to eat anything. Okay. So I'm dealing with like that crowd, men and women alike. But from a flora, it's so dumb to me that I can't even answer the question. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
No one knows what you mean more than these two fucking people who have been doing this for years. Trust us. So what do you do? What do you do when people come with you with like, concerns about weight then? Like, what are your general tips and stuff like that?
I mean, I don't do my favorite question is to ask people like, what about fat people like freaks you out? Do you know what I mean? Fair. And then we get like a nice list of all the things that they have projected upon themselves. And that's where we start. It's usually they think they're lazy. And so it always comes, it's like always stigma.
Okay.
And then we just kind of break down that, small people are these things too.
Right.
So, and then we just kind of talk, but a lot of,
we literally just talked about how lazy Liam was.
Fuck, holy shit.
Yeah.
I could eat like total shit, never do cardio, and people like, he's healthy because he looks fit. That's pretty much how it always go.
I was 90 pounds eating 1,000 calories, and people thought that I was so healthy.
Right? Isn't that the craziest thing? They're like, good job. You're doing great. What do I have to do to be like you? And you're like, oh God, let me lie real quick. I was in the
hospital for tachycardia on multiple occasions, but I looked fine.
God.
Yeah.
That's a thing, man.
Yeah.
I got to check on my shepherd's pie. Hold on.
If he's shepherd's pie. He's making a shepherd's pie.
He's making a shepherd's pie.
But didn't he say he was lazy? I feel
those two things don't go together, do they?
I'm very confused. No. Now I need to know if it was.
And the question is it shepherd's pie or is it cottage pie?
I don't know what the difference is, but I want to know if it was made from scratch or he just popped it in like a Marie Callender thing.
We have so many questions to interview Liam with when he comes back.
I don't think I've ever had shepherd's pie either.
I've tried it. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of like mixing a lot of things together.
No.
Keep them separate. All those things separate, I'm happy with. So Liam, is it shepherd's pie or is it cottage pie?
Yeah, so that's what part of the whole video is. He calls it a shepherd's pie, but it's not a shepherd's pie. It's a cottage pie. And I'm going to say it pisses people off pie because I use Beyond Meat. So it's going to be a whole thing. Don't worry. I've got it all figured out.
So it's not even cottage pie. It's Beyond Pie.
Yeah, I'm going to, there's a name. I got to come up with a name. It's a piss off pie. I don't know. I'm going to come up with something. Don't worry about it. But yeah, he calls it but he also says tortillas in the video. And of course, that's all the comments are talking about. And my whole thing, my bit is going to be like, where does that fall on the engagement bait? Because obviously it's not like Rick's like tzatziki. He pronounced it like tzatziki or something like crazy. But like it's going to be worse than like pecan or pecan, because that's just like a regional thing. So where does like, and I'm going to have a whole like big list of them, is it after Reese's, before Reese's? Like where does it fall? That whole thing. But yeah, you guys ever see a video on the that like looks good when they make it, and then you make it and it looks like a dog pooped on another turd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it seems like it happens often. I'm just like, well, that's fucking not right. Oh, well. But I think that's kind of what people like about my recipe reviews. So like, hey, Liam fucks things up all the time because I'm going to do that too. That's exactly what's going to happen to me.
Yeah, presentation is not my forte. It tastes good.
Who gives a shit? Right? Like, who cares if it looks good?
Yeah.
The only people that should care if it looks good is the people like making the recipe for the video to like, you know, get other people to make it because then they're more likely to make it. Those are like the only people that should care.
Yeah.
I'm actually a pretty good cook, and I've done pretty good with presentation. And when I go to do the recipe videos, I specifically go into them thinking, okay, don't do all the fancy cooking and all the presentation stuff. Cook like a normal person.
Yeah. Right, like be fucking normal. Be a normal person, or be a soulless ginger, or be whatever you want to be. Just don't be that person who's like having to make everything look perfect, because that's hell no.
No. So there was a chick who was probably one of the reasons I started posting in the first place. We're not going to go into it, but you know, she's like, on top of your busy day as a mom, presentation is super important.
Oh, fuck off. Straight up, like, fuck off immediately.
So every time I post a picture of my food, I'm like, still working on my presentation.
God. If I ever lived in that world, I would be addicted to every over-the-counter medicine. From fucking Flonase to NyQuil, it doesn't matter. That's the only way I could get through life, is numb.
Yeah. Well, now, Rob, you know why.
All right, let me check my piss off buys. Hold on.
Piss off buys. That's, I think you might need to workshop that a little bit.
I don't like it. We need a carnivore thing in there. We need like a carnivore, creme de carnivore, like a pie o' mine with carnivore. Carnivore cottage pie.
We'll definitely need to workshop that by the end of the episode.
Is this the quietest podcast you've had?
Well, it's definitely the podcast that Liam has ran away from the most.
I'm starting to get a little bit, because it's not the first time I've run people off being the soulless ginger and all.
Oh man,
God.
He's just that. Like we've just been both so busy with everything lately.
Yeah,
he's juggling so many things. That's okay.
In
the meantime, we can talk about how awesome it is to be soulless gingers.
Yeah. So, do you remember when South Park came out?
Yes.
And like the redhead, the Jewish redhead, right? Stan.
Right.
Yeah. Just one of the best moments of my life, because I was talking about daywalkers and gingers, soulless daywalkers.
Okay, we good. They're out and they don't look absolutely atrocious, and I will take that as a fucking win. Let's go.
We don't like the name of your pie.
Yeah, we're gonna need to workshop piss off pie.
It's got to be something about pissing people off, because that's what Beyond Meat does. Holy shit!
It needs to be like carnivore cottage crumble or something.
But like, no, it's a fake. It's a faux, like
carnivore,
fake
cottage carnivore. Colossal carnivore. Cottage pie.
I think he's frozen.
Well, you guys have to fucking go on without me then, because I don't know what the hell's going on. My internet's fine, damn it. I promise. I don't know. No, because like it's like a
you just
faux
need to shout
thing.
louder.
A faux pie? A faux pie? Like, you know, you say like something's fake.
I was telling Rob, you running off. I'm getting a complex.
A complex? Huh? What does that mean?
Perfect timing to say that as he freezes up again.
Bro, my internet is fine. I got all the bars, every bar. Okay? So I don't know.
This is going to be an interesting episode.
Is that my internet?
Yeah.
Half of it's going to be Liam shouting his internet is fine.
And soulless ginger.
And just like that, he disappears. Okay, well, I'm not sure if we're supposed to be waiting for him or if we're supposed to carry on without him. This is a first. Usually it's my internet that's fucking up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if we're supposed to keep going or not. Apparently I can't pause the recording. Well, now you're really going to have a complex. You're going to be the only person to have killed Liam's internet.
Yep.
I feel like he threw his phone out the window.
Okay, well, definitely a complex, for sure. It's fine. It's okay. I get reported all the time. Now people are leaving me. It's fine. I get reported so much, Rob, it's not even funny.
Really?
Oh, I get reported at least 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And over anything in particular?
Nope. It could be because I piss somebody off. It could be because they think it's a eating issue, which is, usually information giving. But I'm shadow banned all the time.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
I don't think anybody. Well, I feel like getting reported is probably worse for women than men.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Do you want to just
Let's see where this goes.
Okay?
Because why not? Yeah, I noticed that a lot more of my female friends, female acquaintance, all the females in the social media stuff, they always say they get reported, and very rarely do I see the men to say they get reported.
Yeah.
I do get people that threaten to come and cut my beard off, but they never show up.
That's so random.
I'm like, look, bro, my address is public. I'm a business. I have to have my address and my phone number publicly available. Come on.
Threaten to cut your beard off? Do they say with what? Like scissors or like a machete?
No, they don't say with what. They're just like, I'm going to cut your beard off. I'm like, bro, come on. Give me a reason to hit you.
I would just ask what. I really am curious now. Like, what would they use? What would be the
Okay, yeah, okay. Next time I get threatened by that, I will ask them.
Could you?
What are you going to cut my beard off with?
What are you,
I'd like to know.
Salad cutters? Are we talking like little nose trimmers? Like, what are we using?
Oh, nose trimmers, yes. Welcome back, Liam.
I feel like the fucking Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? Am I here?
Well, you look clearer, at least.
I feel like the most people that listen to our podcasts are older, so they should get that reference. That should make sense to them.
I think so, yes.
Oh,
so we were in the middle of saying that you need to workshop your piss off pie.
Yeah, I was trying to say things and you couldn't hear me, okay? I was coming up with other ideas. Okay.
And so now they're lost to the void.
No, they're still in my brain, dum-dum. Hold on. So I think people say something's a faux this, like it's a fake. You say faux whatever. Faux, whatever it is. But like a faux pie. Faux pie?
Oh, faux pie. Faux pie.
Faux pie. I think faux pie is pretty good.
That's not bad. Can we somehow get the Beyond Beef reference in there? Or
it's fake, so there's that, but I don't know how to work in it makes people upset because that's pretty much
a cottage faux pie.
Oh,
Cottage faux pie.
No, I think I just like faux. I think because faux pie. I think faux pie is pretty good. I'm just saying. I think that's the best I got so far. Oh,
Jesse's looking at us like, is this what you two actually do on these things?
Oh, God. I don't know what I do ever, man. It's just this. Get by. Holy shit.
Full disclosure, I have sweatpants on underneath this.
Oh, no, I don't have a shirt on. It's all fine. It's,
Yes.
And I have a sweater on. We're all in different states of dress.
Whatever gets you by to the next day. That's the shit that's just all, you were talking about. Let me make sure I look good. Get the fuck out of here, man. This podcast is the exact antithesis of whatever that is, or it's just
who was it? I don't remember. One of our guests, we were talking about ADHD and stuff like that. And she was saying, if it's too much for you to fold your laundry and put it away nicely, don't fucking do it.
Just don't do it. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm far past that. I mean, my house is just a wreck. If I have to film at my...
we can see your laundry there.
Oh, yeah. If I have to film at my table, there's just things stacked just outside of frame. There's it's so high.
My kids wrote something about, I love my mom. This was in school, but I wish she would do the laundry.
Good. That's good. That's why kids are great. They don't hold back.
The best I can do is separate and put them into baskets. You're digging after that. I can't deal with it.
My mom never did my laundry. She always you want clean clothes, fucking clean them. I never got my clothes cleaned for me.
Oh, I did. I was a functional idiot in college. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not raising my kids that way. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I can't. Good enough. Good enough. When you have kids, it's good enough.
I kind of want just that on a shirt. We should put that on a shirt. Just good enough. It's fucking good. Because when I talk to people in person, when they talk to me, I'm like, they're just like, I'm glad you keep it like realistic, and I don't have to like worry. I'm just like, that's what we need, you know. People are just so fucking worried about this and that. I'm like, good enough.
It's a pain in the ass that social media is all the best of the best, the worst of the worst. Nothing's real.
Right.
Well, the best of the best makes the best looking content. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's cinema. Yeah. It's beautifully done. It's curated.
Yeah.
And people who live in like day to day want to see that because they don't see it in their day to day, right? It's different. You know, it's a life that they don't ever get to be around.
That's an interesting one because, like, people also like to see the realistic stuff. Like, you've seen all the videos, people are like, their life semester, like, hey, I'm just fucking getting by. And, like, people are like, yeah, I get that. So, like, there is that. But people also like to see those, you know, what those morning routines where before 7 a.m. they've already done, like, they've already won a World Cup and fucking, I don't know, whatever else, bought 4 Lamborghinis. Like, it's because, so I guess, like, it is different. You want to see that. But they also like, people appreciate the realistic shit too.
The problem is they start to normalize the best of the best. It's like, and especially with like body and stuff, it's like now you have to have a shredded 6-pack to be considered fit.
Right. Yeah. Look, I had some woman, she DM me, you're naturally very pretty. And I was like, I am not natural, baby doll. You know, and not enough people are saying, you know, I've done work to myself. I have done this. Like, you know, most influencers would have been like, thank you so much. It's so nice of you. And I was like,
and buy my program to figure out how you can do it too.
How you can do it too. Yeah. So there's just but there's still an element of, even with the people who are making the real day-to-day reels, they're still making it look good in a way. Like they're still, you know.
I mean, I don't make anything look good, and I've done pretty well, so I don't know. I feel like there's a market for it, you know.
But you have to understand there is an element of bro in this community when it comes to science and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Like people are going to be more inclined to listen to you than a female. And that's that's just like, it is what it is. And that's fine.
What's he call it? The Hank Green effect. He's sort of like about that.
Where, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What is that?
So you know, have you watched Hank Green?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, right. So whenever like there's a woman giving us talking about a subject, anything to do with science, just everyone tags Hank Green, even if she's like, you know, a specialist in her field. They're like, hey, this guy though, who doesn't specialize in anything to do with this, let's have him back this up. You know, it's like, hey, and I don't think all of them are doing it just because she's a woman, right? Like they just trust Hank Green, right? They don't know this person. They know Hank Green. They trust him. So like, I get that. But I think there is a little bit of this.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely more prevalent to find that on female videos.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I like how Hank Green's just like, hey, she's the specialist. Listen to her.
Yeah. No, I love his response to like, yeah, she knows what she's talking about because she's like has 4 PhDs in it, and I don't have any education in that field whatsoever. Like, it's great.
Right. I mean, I don't know. There's a really weird ivory tower effect too. Like I worked in the government for a few years. I don't ever want to do that again.
Especially now.
No. Well, it really makes me sad because I know a lot of because I worked in the Division for Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention, CDC, and like I know a bunch of my peers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was it's just so interesting because there's such a disconnect between like research and then how it's translated and then how people interpret it.
Yeah.
Like the you know. Like
they interpret it through what the media often tells them, and the media is obliged to give whatever will give the most, you know, views.
Clicks.
So they just
clicks,
exactly.
Sure.
So that's kind of the issue.
Well, that, and again, I think we talked about belief systems. So if they're going to listen, they're going to choose whatever news that supports their inherent already this is fact, you know. And you said it's just such a stupid uphill battle because you can't argue is stupid.
Yeah, you can, but you kind of just drive yourself crazy. So I've completely given up on any of that. It's just
Yeah, I just do it if
Yeah.
I'm really bored and I like just feel like kind of like poking, I'll do it. But it's that's only if I'm like really bored.
I will if that stupid shows up in my comments, I'll usually poke them to get more responses,
Yeah.
get more interaction, and then it's just like, okay, yeah, thanks for the interaction. I'm done with you.
My favorite was some guy was like, "Are you serious or are you troll?" He goes, "Are you kidding me or are you trolling me?" And I'm like,
yeah, you get that.
Neither.
You'll get that a lot.
Yeah.
I just
But,
like to
fine.
make I just like to make fun of it. Like somebody left a comment on my video that said, "Liam, you're the wrong you're." The one that's
Of course the wrong
completely
you're.
misspelled
Love that.
completely.
I
There
love
was like
that.
no E's. I don't know how. The one completely clueless. And so like I'll just like pop that up and be like, listen, I got a lot of haters. Now, do they have a firm grasp of the English language? No, but they don't have a firm grasp of a lot of things. So it's really to be expected. And just move on. Like, just have fun
Yeah.
with it. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Right. I mean, as long as it's the fun. I mean, when I first started this, I was serious and I would get like my blood pressure would kind of, now it's it's more like cat and mouse, or you just like
it's normal. You get used to it. That's what I tell people starting off. Like they're like, what should I know? I'm like, you just know everyone's gonna well, not everyone, but a lot of people are just gonna hate you no matter what you do, and you have to just kind of get used to that. And it just takes time.
And be okay just blocking, like get over your ego, because like that's, you got to get over it really fast.
Yep, it's all fine.
This is the quietest podcast you guys have.
I'm waiting to see if Rob is saying something. He seems like he got something cooking, as he says. I mean, you have to cook in Canada because everything's frozen.
Yes, that's very true. No, I've been struggling so much with everything, so it's like the brain's just kind of slowly turning over still.
I trust fucking, man. I get it. I don't know how I even like get through with the day-to-day stuff, but you manage, and like it's again just fucking good enough, man. It's good enough.
It's okay though, because we got a cat on screen now.
This is Mike the Mower Stinky Kitty.
You just came out with the most batshit name out of nowhere. What are you?
This is what happens when you let twin boys name a cat.
Oh yeah, the kids, right?
So it goes by Mike at the vet. It's a female. It's fine. It's fine.
My daughter can't really say any names.
We don't shame anybody here for their name.
She picked, like, we have Max and we have all these names that are easy to say. She keeps trying to say Leonardo. That's like her first name that she's picked, and she can't she only say a few words, but she's trying to say Leonardo. So she just runs around going, just like over and over. And we're just like, why'd you pick that one? Is she proud of herself too? Like, she's super, she loves Leonardo. Or like, I feel like you could have picked one of the easier dogs, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Kids are funny. They're funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Like, they're just, and the twins, especially mine, are so different. It's just like one would totally mispronounce something and he'd be like, got it.
Yeah.
And the other one would not pronounce it until he got it, and then he would say it perfectly.
Interesting.
Totally different. So that's crazy. Fun. Yeah.
I mean, we talk about food sometimes on this podcast. So, like, what do you do for what do you do for your kids? Well, being a dietitian, you're like, oh, just eat whatever, or like, you actually try and give them like occasionally nutritious things, I guess.
I mean, like, yeah, there's days where I'm just like, fuck off, like, figure it out. I like, go make a sandwich. Yeah, like, especially if I've already cooked something that they're well versed in. Like, I won't cook something that I know they don't like, because that's just fucking rude. So we'll usually just
I think a lot of parents will just do that though. They're like, I'm gonna be fucking rude and you're just gonna eat it or not.
Yeah. And I just think that's so rude, because like, what if you didn't want it? And so we'll try to balance it out as much as we can, but there's days where they don't want it. I am not fighting. I'm not fighting. I'm done fighting. So we try to balance it out as much as possible, but I'm not talking to them about calories per se. I'll say something has a lot of energy, one of them is overweight, one of them is not.
Interesting. I've seen a lot of parents talk about how, like, say the terms like, here's are always foods or sometimes foods, and I kind of like that. You don't like that, or you do like that?
I hate it.
You hate that? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you hate that?
Because so, here's my thing. If that's kind of like a cheat meal sort of saying, like it's already like a planned binge in a way. So you're kind of teaching them like, you have to do all of this stuff and then you can have your cheat ice cream on Friday because it's a sometimes thing. And so what I would rather somebody teach their kid is how to eat balanced meals,
right?
Honor their fullness sort of thing. And then when they're like in the mood for a sweet treat, then they honor that craving. But the hope is that you're balancing their foods enough that the cravings aren't all the time, right?
So what do you do then if they want something like, candy or whatever, and it's not really like a good time for that? They've already had some, or, it's time for they should eat some more nutritious foods. Like, how do you tell them that, like, maybe this isn't the time for that,
That takes practice because you'll eventually get to the point where the kids know, okay, like, but I really kind of do free range candy. And if I could get up, I would show you, there's still a basket of candy from Easter.
Oh, okay.
It's in their eyesight. So I don't micro their stuff because they by and large know like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, but I know I have to have this as well, or they'll eat their food first. So it really just depends. But I don't micromanage because then that's where the hiding of the candy comes. And the emphasis should be on the fucking candy. It should be on eating foods. And if you bring that candy in with the balanced plate of food, you're just showing it's just like another thing.
Right, I like that. See, that's what I do often. It's like, hey, she loves strawberries and avocados and all that shit. Like, she loves hummus. She'll just eat hummus. I'm like, sure, nice. Great, awesome. And so, like, I'll give her other things too, like Funyuns or whatever it is. But sometimes, she's just all about, like, Doritos and stuff. I'm like, okay, like, this is a little much, all right? You probably shouldn't be eating this many Doritos now. Let's try and get something else. So I'm trying to just, like, direct her because she can't really talk at this age. But, like, when she's older and having that sort of discussion with her, it's kind of, I'm not exactly sure, like, what's the best way to do it. I've heard
I would,
go ahead.
Like, for me, I would think back and go, okay, like, how long has it been since she's had something to eat?
Right.
They're energy users at this age. They're running around like crazy. Is she going for the carbs because they're digesting quickly and she needs that energy?
Okay.
And then you just say, hey, let's add some strawberries with this and let's sit down and make a plate.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And kind of, because, you have chips in your hand, you're going to eat them. Like, that's human.
Yeah.
So if we center it around, like, this is a nice balanced snack on a plate. Here's how to kind of take a few handfuls of this and a little of this and eyeball it, but always in abundance. I would rather them have more food on their plate so that they can learn how to be full, right? Versus being ashamed to have to ask for more. Because a lot of parents will say, you've already had. And again, how rude is that? It's so rude, right? Like telling a kid that they're full.
No, I get that, but like obviously you don't want them to be eating like all candy or all these things, and like those things taste delicious, right? So kids are going to want them.
So this is, again, you have it in eyesight in the pantry, but you're the driver of offering them the balanced meals,
right?
So that in between, if they want it, they've already had their balance. And you may notice that they may not even go for it because they've had a balanced plate. And so they're not, you know what I mean? Because that's where and again, that's where people are like, oh, my kids are always craving sweets, they're always craving carbs, because they're bundles of energy.
Right.
They don't really love protein at that age either, because it takes too long to chew and it's hard and it's, whatnot with their teeth. So they're going to go for things that digest quickly. It's
Oakley likes Quest chips. I've learned that. And you don't need Quest chips. You don't need these. She's like, I want the Quest chips. I'm like, wait, no. I know. She loves all these protein things. Like, you don't need, here, have some Yoplait. Come on. What do you don't need this.
Right. But really,
she has to pick the expensive things.
Right.
I do want to say, though, at the end of the day, you're still a parent. You know what I mean? We don't want our kids to binge. But there have been times where I have said, sure, knowing that they're going to fucking puke or have the worst diarrhea. And then they learn from it. And then they never did it again. And I'm okay with that. I am a fuck around and find out type of person.
Oh,
So
I like that for kids. Like that happened. My mom definitely did that with me. We're like, yeah, no, go do that thing. How'd that go? Really shitty? Yeah, you could do it again. No, okay. Like I like that approach because you like, there's a song by like what was this Faces. It's like the song. I wish that I knew what I know now when I was young.
Yeah.
You know that song. Like it's a great song. But there's a line in that's like my favorite line of any song that goes, "Poor young grandson, there's nothing I could say. You'll have to learn just like me, and that's the hardest way." And so you want to teach them by telling them, but you're like, nah, that shit ain't gonna work. Like they gotta do it, and they gotta figure out it's a bad idea on their own.
Yeah. And that's fine. And then they'll eventually learn to not do it for the now, but how am I going to feel in an hour from now? How am I going to feel tomorrow? And then we start kind of curbing, because a lot of, food can make you feel good. It can make you feel bad. So hopefully once that person is on the right path of eating balanced and whatnot, that they start realizing that is what's making them feel good.
Right. And I think this is kind of the same with adults, right? They're like, why did you start eating healthier? Like, damn, I started feeling better. I had more energy and I didn't feel like shit. And like, all that sort of stuff. I think it's kind of the same. You try and just usher that in for the children. Cause like, they kind of need that direction. I guess
kids
adults
are
need that
smart.
direction too.
Adults make kids dumb, like I think kids are super duper smart. And then we wind up again putting in our belief systems, things that we learned about eating from our parents, which I guarantee is fucked up. And, so if people need to start treating kids like they're little tiny people, they're not, even your Oakley, like she's not dumb. She just can't talk yet. But we instill like our eating patterns of things like, taking chips away or not necessarily bouncing out. And that's such a dichotomous way of thinking that we've all been raised with, that you can either have this or that. We'll have fucking both and make it on a plate. But we it's very hard to think like that because we're always on the go.
Also that. So that's why I grab her Dum Dums. I like getting her Dum Dums because they're like 20 calories or whatever. And she never even finishes them. She's always like, nah, I'm done. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Like I bought it at Costco or Sam's Club, like a pack of 1,000 Dum Dums.
They are the best things ever. But I will say, if she has a car seat, one of my kids,
everything.
He would stick food. He would there's that little like in between the hard part and the cushion. Food, and then we'd be driving, and then he would just like reach in.
Oh, grab one. He's saving it for later. Smart kid. See, they are smart.
They are smart.
That's my point. So it's like they are, and I know some people have a thing with intuitive eating. I try to do my best to teach somewhat from that approach, not a free for all approach, but balance your plate out and then see where you are with wanting a cookie. But that shit would be so funny because a lot of parents, like you either have to finish that or you're not allowed to have it. But I love the fact that he didn't feel the need that he had to eat it all right away because he didn't know when he would get it again. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And that's what, again, leads to hiding of the food is the kids learn real fast that like it's something that you shouldn't want or do it in front of parents. So then they learn they hide it.
I've heard that from a lot of people. They're like, when I was younger, I'd hide food because I wasn't allowed, blah, 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 like that sort of stuff. I'm like, that makes sense. I get it.
Right. Yeah. So I offer cookies every day after school, along with a fruit and this and that. And they have it. There's days they don't. So again, it's not an always thing, but as long as they know they have it. I mean, the second you say to somebody, do not, what are they going to, again, it's so textbook psychology of if it's around and it's not a big deal, they don't think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about reverse psychology. Somebody made like a video that's like, stop going on runs. It's ruining your mental health and your physical health. Just get back in bed and scroll on your phone. And I was like, that's awesome. So I just like took that and I was like, beans are so awful for you and they're like they just ruin your health. Instead, you should just eat like Rice Krispie treats or something. Like, I'll fucking try anything at this point. Let's try the reverse psychology on people and see if it works.
It does. I'm like, it does to a point, but
right, obviously. Eventually, like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll just eat another Rice Krispie treats. Thanks, Liam, appreciate it.
My kids would have been like, thank you, but I don't know. But then again, look, we did baby-led weaning, and my kids are very picky eaters. So, we do our best. So it's like you got to do the best with kids. Nothing's perfect. And I'll tell you what, the people on Instagram showing how their kids are this, and this.
Right.
Fuck off.
Right.
Fuck off. Finally.
Like, they gotta grow. They're fucking children. They need a lot of calories. They need to create livers and bones and things. Like, that's gotta come from somewhere. And just because it came from like some candy doesn't mean it's not gonna be. It's still fucking carbs, glucose. It's still gonna be broken down into energy and fucking, like they're still gonna.
I was the asshole years ago, though. And when I say years ago, at least probably 10 plus years ago, was that's not food.
It's not real food. That's not real food.
Like, and I look back and I'm like,
yeah. A lot of people go through that, especially I feel like dietitians. I feel like dietitians, that's incredibly common. They had that kind of phase, and then they went to school and they're like, oh shit, no, it's just like energy, brah. Like, it's good. Yeah. You just have to make sure, it's in balance. That's all.
Exactly. And that's where that rhetoric of, you say, like, you just want people to be fat and unhealthy.
Yeah, exactly. You're promoting big food. Big food's got you by, like, come on.
And it's the same exhaustive rhetoric that we've heard over and over again. Like, we're not being paid, but we also know the psychology of how things work. And I would much rather a client of mine have a cookie every day than sleeves of cookies on the weekend. And that's when that whole permission of, eat what you want, so that it prevents that binging. We're not saying that's go out of your way if you don't want it, but it's much better.
We're not saying binge all the time.
No. We're trying to prevent the binge by saying have it every day. But they don't think that way because, again, they're so not in. It's that Dunning-Kruger effect. They know so little about it. Yeah. It's hard to.
Right? And not just nutrition, but anything. You know a little bit and you think you know everything. Like, so fucking common.
I thought I aced, and I to this day I remember, and like I said, I'm 40, almost 5. I was in 8th grade. I didn't study. It was a periodic table. I didn't study. I thought I knew it. Yeah. I thought I aced that fucking thing. I failed so hard, but great. I knew so little that I thought that I knew the answers. That's how bad it is with these people fighting online. Oh, I've done my research.
But that's the problem. Actual experts will always say, it depends. What about this? If ands, like, they'll always add that stuff, which is true. And you need that, but that's not going to work on social media. So I don't think experts will ever, not ever, but like most of them won't do well in terms of talking to the public.
No.
Which kind of sucks.
I know. Although I am like that, the podcast that Andrea Love did with, like, people are making memes with her facial expressions. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was just so fantastic. She couldn't stop her face. Her face was just, there was another woman on it who just didn't know what the hell she was talking about and going up against Andrea.
On which podcast was this?
It was with Mike, the Checkup podcast.
Oh, Dr. Mike. Okay, I saw a clip from that talking about the pesticides and organic versus not organic. I know what you're talking about.
It was so good. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Facial expressions, people. Oh, yeah. People don't know what they don't know, to the point that they'll go on a podcast with Andrea Love. Yeah. Like, stupid.
But but at the end of the day, a lot of people are still not going to believe her and believe the other person because they already have, the confirmation bias, right? So, like...
Right.
Like, I think those things are important and we should do them, but like, how much are they actually convincing people? I don't know. Hopefully a lot, but
I don't know.
It's easier just to say chemicals. No, not the chemicals. I feel like honestly, Rob, like, I feel like our shirts of just like, here's a banana or here's a fucking lemon or some shit, like, those convince more people just because, like, it just has a bunch of chemicals on it. Like,
we have the
shirts that say, here's a banana, calm the fuck down, or here's a lemon, go suck on it. And it's just the chemical makeup of a banana or a lemon. Yeah. And I feel like that does about as good of a job as you can do. Just convince me, like, oh yeah, these are big words in a thing that's good for me. Okay, it's fine. Like, I feel like that does pretty well.
Right. But, you take a little bit of truth, you spin it, and then you sell the discount code, and then you make a living.
A living? Holy shit. Talk about, like, supplements and fucking shit. I just did a video talking about Dr. Gundry. God damn. That guy's got, like, every supplement, and they're like $70 a bottle. That shit's wild. It's got to cost them just $1, like pennies, $1, $2 to make, not much.
Yeah.
Oh,
my favorite. There's I think he's a chiropractor. He
always a
pushes
chiropractor.
keto.
Usually is.
Always a
I think his
chiropractor.
name's Eric something, but he's talking about how you're going to wind up having all these muscle cramps going carnivore, but he's got this supplement that has fucking fruits and veggie powders in it.
Exactly. Smart. Smart.
So it sells the electrolyte so that you don't have cramps.
It's got to be Berg.
Oh,
That's got to be Berg.
Yeah, it's Berg. It's Berg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that video saved. I just, it's so dumb to me. I can't bring myself to make it. Just be like, are you? But people fall for it because he's very convincing.
He has a very strong cult following that it doesn't matter what you do. And like, I do a video on him, it usually doesn't get like that. People are just like, aren't interested. The people who like have more than a couple brain cells are like, oh yeah, it's fucking it's the chiropractor, whatever, move on. I don't care what he has to say. But then like his followers, like they're just going to believe him no matter what. So like, who are you reaching with that? It's almost no one. So, yeah.
My favorite, there's another carnivore guy who was talking about how bad seed oils were.
Of course, always.
In the background, it was Pam.
Oh, it's Pam.
Oh, no way.
Was it avocado Pam, baby?
It was straight up the red top canola oil Pam spray.
He just uses that to get to as a defense, as a bear mace against I don't know.
No, he's using it to lubricate his car.
There you go. It's an engine lubricant. That's what he's using it for.
Yeah, right next to the stove. Right next to the stove.
Yep.
Oh, great.
You just can't make that shit up. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of exhausting. But I keep posting. I don't know why.
No, like at the end of the day, I find as long as it's just kind of like fun and like just I have to like laugh about it. That's what I do. And I think when I talk to people in person, they're like, I'm glad you make it fun and I can just laugh at it. And like, cause I'm not going to take the time to go. I did one video recently where I was like, okay, let me go a little bit into like the research and whatnot. And it compared to my other videos, like nothing even close in terms of views, because it never does. Anytime I have to go like sort of into things, immediately not going to get views. So I'm just like, I'm going to do that once in a while for the people that really want to know and are like, hey, can you do this? Okay, sure. But most of the time it's just like, no.
They want,
or yes.
Like mine, like my funny ones go way farther than like if I go into it, but I go into it because I'm not necessarily here for you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
it's a balance. Yeah. It's just
it's a balance between, but like, it is interesting to see some of the ones that go, like my Courtney Swan ones have gone. Yeah. Like those always go really.
Oh, I did 2 videos where I dressed up like her. I put like a little crop top and I put a wig on. They got millions of views. Oh,
mine got a few thousand, but I'm a smaller account.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I dressed up like her too.
It's all compared. Oh yeah, no, I did the whole thing. I got like a little leather jacket one time. I got the
Did you guys go out and buy your $3,000 handbag?
No, I don't have that sort of money. I don't have supplement seller money, but
I will say I'm one of I have my bag, so I put all my nice bags on me. And he's like, fuck off, because again, it's so unnecessary. Why does she have to strap on a bag?
Yeah, I know.
In a grocery store, like
she's trying to show you she's better than everyone else.
That she's better than you. Fuck off! I can't. That's where I cannot stand. Like I'm like, you want to buy your nice. I like my nice shoes. I like my nice bags.
Shit.
I'm not fucking parading that shit out on the internet. I don't need the validation for that. She needs validation for some reason. And that fucking bag, that bag of hers.
Always.
She needs that bag to make her feel good about herself because she's fucking everyone over. It's like her security blanket.
She also doesn't know the difference between partially and fully hydrogenated oils, despite having a master's in nutrition, which is quite interesting.
I have a reel that I'm going to share because somebody's going off about how like fully like hydrogenated oils are really bad for you. And it's like,
there's a difference, big difference here. This is where the Dunning-Kruger comes in again. You don't understand. There's a difference between the two.
You don't understand. And I'm sure they changed it, but in 2015, I was the one that rehauled the trans fat CDC page and the sodium page because that was all going down at that time. So I'm very versed in the whole partially. So when I see that, I'm just like, all it took was like, you can chat GBT that.
Yeah.
You can chat GBT fully and partially, and you will get the answer. But again,
what I've been saying, and people have been liking, you should use this too. Tell people to use the magic rectangle. People like the magic rectangle. So go on your magic rectangle. That's your phone. They pull it out. You go, here's your magic rectangle. And you go, just go on this and go boop, boop, boop. And it goes do, do, do. And now you know more. You genius now. Yeah. Like, that's just do something like people generally seem to like.
There's that fine line between
magic rectangle won't turn on.
Yeah, there's a fine line between doing your own research and then like looking up stuff that's on ChatGPT. Do you know what I mean?
But at the end of it, like, listen, is ChatGPT always going to be right? No, but like compared to what they're spewing, it's a fucking genius. Like it's way more accurate than the people.
Oh, I love it.
Trying to scare it. So
I really, I love it because but again, I'm doing mostly basic. I'm not going into any chemistry. I use it just to make sure that like I'm on the right track with where I'm going. But people don't, again, like self-management. They want someone to tell them what to do because it takes off one more thing off their plate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like people want to have a meal plan. They want to have...
Yep. Just tell me what to eat. Just tell me what to eat. That's all I want. Just tell me what to eat. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it's funny because coaches love doing meal plans. They're not supposed to do meal plans. Dietitians are allowed to do meal plans. They
don't do them usually because they know better. That's the thing. That's why dietitians are allowed to do it, because they will use it responsibly in the small percentages of times when it's necessary to do that, but it's not most of the time. But coaches are like, fuck yeah, everybody, take one. $3.99.
You know who does really good meal plans? ChatGPT.
I've tried doing some things with ChatGPT. It works pretty well. I'm pretty smart. You can give it a budget too. You can be like, give me one that's like $10 and doesn't include these things, and it'll be like, boop, boop, boop. Now, is it perfect? Yeah. No, but like it's gonna be pretty good.
It's a pretty. I mean, because before ChatGPT, if I had a bunch of random ingredients and I didn't know what to do with it, I would just put recipe that has this, this, and this.
Yeah. And
then off we went because, I don't know. I do like it for that sort of thing. But again, self-management is just not something people like to do.
Yeah, because it's so much. I got sent, I don't even know how this company, like, they must send it through some, I don't know. Like, it just showed up at my door. It's fucking mushroom gummies. It's gummies that have, like, I don't know, like lion's mane and bullshit in it. And I'm just like,
oh, one of those like nootropic type things.
I don't even know what it is. I don't know, man. But like, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, this is what people would rather have, right? Like, if I tell you eat more fiber and like eat more vegetables and sleep more and blah, blah, like, fuck that shit. Can I have the gummy? The gummy sounds way easier.
Right.
But like, it's kind of, it sucks.
Yeah. Because it's easier for them to wrap.
And it tastes good too. Awesome. Actually, no, my wife tried it. She said she didn't like it very much. I haven't eaten them because fuck that shit. I'm going to not eat them out of spite.
I don't like the taste of, I like portobello mushrooms. I won't eat like that sort of them. No.
I like the portobellos. I'll take white button and wait. I'm pretty sure like white button and like criminy they're like the same thing, but they like grow longer or something, right? And like aren't portobellos the same thing? Are they all the same thing? Is everything the same thing? I don't know.
Is everything the same?
I don't know.
Is it like tea where they're all the same species but just done differently?
Oh, okay. Well, white button. According to thank you AI, according they're not the same. Portobello and white button, is it the same as criminy? I don't know. Listen, okay. White button and criminy mushrooms are the same species of mushrooms. White button mushrooms are younger, milder, and often paler varieties. That's why they cost more. That's why the criminy costs more. They got to grow it longer. Same thing with the bell peppers, because like green and like red are the same thing, but they got to grow them longer or something like that. I'm not a fucking botanist here. I don't know.
You are an AI-ologist, though.
That's why I'm good with the magic rectangle, okay? I say, hey, tell me why this. And it goes, here you go. And it's awesome. Man, can you imagine living in like the fucking 1920s? They're like, I wonder why. We'll never know. We'll just never know that thing you just asked. No one will ever know that.
I had to help my kid with his math homework, and he's in the 3rd grade. So we're starting to get into like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I took a photo, I uploaded it. It gave me the answer.
Oh, for sure.
It was amazing.
It's great. Fucking, I mean, and like, yeah, is it going to make us kind of dumber? Potentially, but it's real nice. It does it in a real nice way.
It might make people smarter because they're no longer thinking for themselves.
Oh, man. Well, we've been recording for like well over an hour now. You got anything else you wanted to bring up or tell people to stop fucking worrying about or to do or to not do or whatever? Anything?
No, because they won't listen to me.
Usually not. That's what we've discovered. But we still talk into the void anyway.
Into the void. No, I just, again, I'm coming from a space of people just being afraid to eat. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's easy to say, bounce your plate, make sure you're, but for my people, that's way easier said than done. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
I like there's a couple that works that does, they've had issues with disordered eating and they always say, please eat today. And I think that just like helps a lot of people at the end of the video. Yeah. They always just say, please eat today.
Yeah.
So I like that. But then people are like, you're promoting obesity because you're telling people to eat. Like, oh, they need food. No shit, numbnuts. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. I mean, and you'll start hearing this, Liam, because like you'll be going to your kids' games and stuff. The amount of comments that parents say about their kids in front of their kids is alarming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have to learn to just not want to lunge at them.
It's always tough. I was at the park the other day with Oakley and there was a mom there's like, I was at this party and they gave us this cupcake and I really didn't want my kid to eat it because it's got all that bad stuff in it. But I felt bad and I didn't want to just push it away. So I gave them just like a little bit of the cupcake. But it's just got all that stuff that's like banned in other. And I'm like, I'm fight every cell in my body. Isn't it going, hey, can I talk to you for a second about that? And so I just left. I was like, I'm not going to go there. Like I want to, but I have to just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
I mean, it makes fodder for content,
Yes.
I had the entire conversation I heard from between this mom and her mom about what she did with her kids' breakfast. And my head was exploding. Yeah. But you have to keep your mouth shut because it's not your client.
That's what do you can't just go over there and be like, you're dumb. Let me tell you how to be smarter. That's probably not going to go so well.
No, it hasn't because I've done it before. Really
I know from experience.
Because I am a soulless ginger.
Oh,
I don't care.
That's what you should open with. Hey, I'm a soulless ginger and I need to tell you some things. I feel like that would open them up a little bit more. You kind of be like a little self-deprecating at the beginning.
Your hook.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting them to open with that. Let me see what else they have to say,
You know the trend where it's like, I may not be invited back, but at least they know. Like, that's my life.
I don't know that trend, but I like that. That's good.
Well, okay. Well, I'm glad we talked. This was a conversation about nothing and everything.
That's what every week is. Where can people find more Soulless Ginger content?
More Soulless Ginger on the magic box. Or magic rectangle.
Magic rectangle.
Sorry,
the magic box is the computer. I was thinking the TV, but I guess TVs aren't really boxes anymore. But neither, I don't know. Boxes, I don't know. Well, don't actually give people though, because I don't think you actually did.
I don't think you did either.
The Redhead RD.
Okay.
Well, that just makes it even more obvious that you should do I'm a Soulless Ginger at the start.
I think if you start the video with I'm a Soulless Ginger and let me teach you blank, that would probably do better. I think that would be a pretty good hook.
I think I'm going to try this now.
Try that.
I'm a Soulless Ginger and I'm black.
And I'm a soulless black ginger? No, you got to start with I'm a soulless ginger, and then a few days later, you got to be like, and now according to recent events, I'm a soulless black ginger, and let me teach you blank. And, I think that would do very well.
I feel like I would be so canceled so fast.
I really don't think
we are so canceled.
Yeah. I don't think you would. I think people would find it very funny. It's a trend now. Gingers are black. It's funny. Everyone's laughing. I don't think anyone would be upset by it. Well, people are upset by everything. But in general, people wouldn't be upset. And I think it would do pretty well. Just saying.
Okay, well, I'll prime it first with the soulless part.
Soulless, I'm a soulless ginger and blah, 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 blah. And I think that would do pretty well. I say start with that. Hey, wasn't that a great time listening to the podcast? I'm assuming you were just listening to in moderation. So if you go ahead and hit the 5-star button, is that a thing? The like button?
That's a thing.
No.
Yep.
The like button
5
on YouTube.
stars.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Not the dislike button. That's a bad button. The
Bad
like button. Bad
Don't touch.
Hit all the other buttons. The share. You can go check out
all those things.
Subscribe. Go check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
We do have a Patreon. It's free to join if you want, or you could give us some money. That'd be really cool, like $1 or $2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have.
That's where you'll find all the news for this.
We're super appreciative. You can find all sorts of other stuff there. We do giveaways, I think, sometimes,
Sometimes.
all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So, peace.